And in that first round, he hurt him. He got clipped on the top of the head in a very unorthodox position, and it made him very dizzy.
So he's a wealthier man, but his reputation, is that damaged?
He's fighting in May, absolutely not. And people understand with the right camp, he would he have got that chance with 8 weeks' notice? No fighter on this planet Earth is going to give him that chance on 8 weeks' notice. He's made life-changing money thanks to His Excellency and Riyadh season. We all agreed he'll still fight in May. We understand what he's doing. He saved the show. He saved the box office. He brought the biggest story to that event out of anyone, and he went in there and dared to be great.
Did that would have been. Did that would have been to Bakole if Bakole had said no?
No way near the level. I think like the fighters being suggested wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been what it was, which was 2 top 5 heavyweights. Yes, Martin created huge headlines. Yes, he didn't win the fight, but he's got his fight in May. And to be honest, he's sat at home now in the Congo with a life-changing amount of money.
Of course he is, because he still has feared.
You know what? That might work in our favour. The fact that now fighters might actually get in the ring with him might work in our favour. So, you know, he still fights in May, just as he was planned. He'll be back on top, and I think he'll become a heavyweight world champion. And do I think it's hard to say, do I think it was the right decision? It doesn't really matter what I think. I work for him. And if he wants me to go and get him an opportunity, and if he tells me, and if his manager tell me,
there has been Shalom speaking on the risk that Martin Bakole took against Joseph Parker. And he, of course, as you heard, he works for him. He will give he will do the best that he can to make sure he gets the best fight for his particular fighter, because he works for that fighter. And if him and his trainer wanted it, he had to oblige, and that's what he did. He made life-changing money. And let me counterpunch. I think for Ben Shalom saying, do I think it was the right idea? It doesn't matter what I think, tells you pretty much that it wasn't the best idea that he could have done for his fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he said, if I do and I work for the fighter, and if the trainer and the fighter want it, I have to oblige. Okay. That goes back to Billy Nelson. Billy Nelson more than likely wanted that fight more than Bakole did, because we heard Bakole tell Radio Raheem and other interviewers that he first turned that fight down. He initially told him no, and Billy pressed the issue. Billy gave him the layout. Billy added the extra temptation, the extra pressure for that overall fight to happen. It was Billy. You know what I mean? That's what it deals with. Okay, so I'm like this. Life-changing money means what? You know, him saying like, hey, he's going to get his fight in May, but that fight is diminished. In that fight, he is stripped and he is punished for saving an event. That's what I see. You can't undo that. You see what I mean? Now, he could say, now, Turkey will take care of him. Turkey will do the business. You know, like he admitted, would he have done that? Would him and his trainer would have done that 2 years ago? No. So they're blaming it really on Turkey because Turkey is making things happen quickly. No, Turkey's not making things happen quickly. Turkey is offering the money, and I think the money is tempting these fighters to get off their asses and take chances. You see what I mean? And managers and promoters as well, i.e. Jared Big Baby Anderson, i.e. Bob Arum, those guys. And even Bob said he didn't want to fight, but his ass still took that money. So I think the money is more of a temptation to make bad decisions other than anything else, because it's damn near it wasn't a good decision for Martin Bakole to do that. However, he said it might work in his favor. I hope it works in his favor, because I want the best for Martin Bakole, because I want what he had before he made that risk. So if he was going to save the day, at least Turki Al-Sheikh, in my opinion, should have went to the IBF and told them, like, listen, I offered him a certain amount of money. He lost the fight. You know, would you please honor his position, because he's worked 11 fucking years to get where he was. And I don't want him to lose his position because he saved the card that I put together in Saudi Arabia. Could we get that much? Because I think that is worth trying to do, rather than what's happening now. Because what happens when you do fight someone like Efe Ajagba? What does that really do to a fighter? when knowing that, hey, I got to fight this fighter, even though it's not even for the number one anymore. I'm number 15. I'm number 15. So what does it do to that fighter? It can't motivate that fighter. It can't motivate him knowing that I'm going to do the same shit I've been doing for the last 11 years. And I know what was supposed to happen in this fight just because I took a little bit more money. See, I don't know what life-changing money means. Was it 20 million? Was it 10 million? Was it 9 million? You know what I mean? So if he said some shit like 3 or 4 million, okay, whatever. If you want to call that life-changing money, I suggest you do something else, pal. Because that's not life-changing money. Maybe in the Congo, somebody got pissed at me and said, well, it's a lot of money in Scotland. You don't know that you're American, you Trump supporter. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking to? So, so maybe it means something to him. But but life-changing, I think life-changing is becoming a champ. And then you can make demands for a bigger fight purse. Way more than the shit that he received. Because you have to look at the long game, especially when you're almost at where you needed to be to fight for the championship. But you guys tell me what you think of Ben Shalom responding to the naysayers, responding to the risk that Martin Bakole took, him and Billy Nelson, his manager / trainer. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.